Coming up on this episode of DL Weekly, an update on meet and greets, Villains Night snacks, a new retro dress, a bunch of food and wine information.
Some updates to the Magic Key Terrace, a wonderful piece of new merchandise. We talk about Food and Wine Fest food, and more. DL Weekly starts now.
This is your captain speaking to you from the wheelhouse. I'd like to welcome all of you aboard the DL Weekly podcast. For safe passage on our trip, please do not sit or climb on the outside railings. And be sure to watch your children. The water can be unpredictable in these parts, and we'd sure hate to lose any of you.
Hello and welcome to this episode of DL Weekly for the week of March 9th, 2022. I'm Teresa Urban.
How is it already March 9th? And I'm Tig Bushman. We want to send a shout out, a big thank you to Lynn B. and Mandy B. for becoming official weekly tiers on our Patreon. Our supporters get some pretty fun perks like DL Weekly swag, bonus content, and access to our Discord community. If you'd like to have some more Disney magic in your day, head on over to dlweekly.net/support to join the community.
It's that time again for our friend Eric over at Concierge to catch us up on other Disney news.
Hello everyone, this is Eric Johnson with Concierge and welcome to the D180. While Tig and Teresa cover all things Disneyland, in the D180 we take a spin around the rest of the Disney universe, and we do it in about 180 seconds. Let's jump right in. We begin our journey all over the place, really. Adventures by Disney wants to fill up a few remaining slots on their amazing journeys this year, and they're offering some impressive discounts. For instance, save $150 per guest in Barcelona on their 2-day escape. Okay, I get it. You might not be in the neighborhood to enjoy that particular option. But how about this? Save $250 per guest on several adventures right here in North America. Destinations in Alaska, Costa Rica, Southern California, with a special tour of Disneyland thrown in, might be just what you need this spring and summer. Now the big ones. Travel to Australia, Egypt, or South Africa, France and England, Germany, and many other destinations around Europe, and save up to $350 per guest. These trips vary in length and departure date. All of these Adventures by Disney trips need to be reserved by May 29th, 2022. Departures are scattered around the timeline between April 2nd through June 28th. Say your team at work just returned to the office after 2 years of remote work. Maybe you deserve an extra few days off. Now let's focus on Walt Disney World, where I'm at right now. Maybe you noticed the different background from my Murphy bed in my hotel room at Saratoga Springs. Or maybe you're listening to the audio version of this, in which case you should probably check out our YouTube channel or social media for pictures and video. Anyway, I finally made it to the world's most magical celebration, the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. Here's some of what I experienced. This is a little look around Galaxy's Edge, where the first paying guests of the Halcyon Star Cruiser are getting to experience their excursion onto the planet Batuu. You can see the doors here where some guests and cast members are waiting to get back on board their landing craft. As I walk through the park, I can't help but wonder who around me might have been sleeping on board a spaceship just a few hours ago. Anybody in Star Wars cosplay is kind of a highly likely option, but really, any of these guests could be interstellar travelers. It's an exciting thought. We got to experience Space 220 for the first time as well. The restaurant is definitely worth the hassle of a reservation, especially if your favorite concierge arranges it for you. Get the idea? The food and drink options were interesting and very well prepared. Excellent presentation and really appropriate portions. I left feeling good, but not over full. Remember that the lunch menu includes an appetizer and entree for each guest. Dinner includes app, entree, and dessert. Drinks are separate. If you want a more a la carte experience, you can make separate reservations for the Space 220 Lounge. This bar has a giant mirror behind it so you can still watch the scenes around Earth. Of course, everybody gets the experience of traveling up to the restaurant's position 220 miles above Epcot. I'm rounding out this episode with the Flower and Garden Festival that opened up on March 2nd. The highlight of this 4-month-long festival is the gorgeous work done by Disney's expert horticulture team. Massive displays of vibrant color around the park. Fun topiaries of your favorite Disney characters return each year with a slightly different take. Another highlight, as with so many Epcot festivals, is kiosk after kiosk filled with amazing food options. This year looks even better than the last with plenty of new treats to try. Even though this festival has fewer options than the annual Food and Wine Festival, there is more than enough for you to try. So much so that you'll want to visit over and over on your next trip. My particular favorites this time around were a little hard to pin down. The Impossible Korean short rib with cilantro lime rice, vegetables, and kimchi mayonnaise was filling without being heavy. We're definitely going to figure out how to replicate that one once we get home. The matcha cranberry and lime green tea, with or without vodka, we chose with, was a perfect accompaniment. For another savory dish that will give you the energy to keep touring the World Showcase, head to La Isla Fresca between France and Morocco for some arepas. Be bold and get yours topped with shrimp and avocados in tomato sauce, or a dollop of chorizo. The Tropical Breeze, with or without rum, we chose with, is a tangy mix of lemonade and grapefruit juices that really cooled us off. The white sangria had a similar effect. Both had a really nice zing to them and never came off as too sweet. We still have a few days left on our Walt Disney World trip, plus another visit this summer before the festival ends. Maybe I can try it all this year. Everything we ate and drank was tasty, not too heavy in the Epcot sun, and presented very well. Seriously, these food prep cast members deserve a round of applause for making sure that Korean short rib looked as good as the picture in Disney's own food guide. And that's 180 seconds. Well, probably more. We had an awful lot to get through today. I hope you enjoyed our quick spin around the rest of the Disney universe. If you would like to learn more about these Disney adventures or just have a few questions, please come on over. Visit the social media and websites of both DL Weekly and us, their official travel planners, concierges. We look forward to planning something special for you and your family. I am Eric Johnson, and this has been your D180.
Well, thanks, Eric, for all that great information from around the Disney universe. Now let's get to Disneyland news.
Classic character meet and greets could be coming back soon. During a Q&A session at the Morgan Stanley Technology, Media, and Telecom Conference this week, Senior Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of the Walt Disney Company, Christine McCarthy, said they could be returning soon. She pointed to the decline in COVID cases as a good indicator of the safety of the meet and greets. She also stated that meet and greets could help with long lines that have been at the parks recently.
So this is kind of interesting to me. So first, this and the next story we're going to talk about, she must have gotten some questions about the lines at the parks with Genie Plus and stuff,
sure.
because
Yeah.
A lot of these things that she talked about, she always wanted to add that little extra thing on the end of like, oh, it's supposed to help with
it'll help with lines.
crowds and lines. It'll
Yeah.
disperse people better and everything. So anyway, I'm excited that she said that regular meet and greets will be coming soon. I do hope it ends up being kind of a hybrid.
Me too. That's what I was just going to say too. I don't want us to go back to what it was before, where it was very, very scheduled and you had like lines to meet the character. It didn't feel quite as magical.
Yeah.
With how they've been doing them since the parks have reopened, it feels much more magical to me. Yes, I do understand, and I do think it's important that like children can go hug their favorite characters or get autographs, have more, close up interactions, but I just hope that it stays more unscheduled from the guest point of view, if that makes sense.
I totally forgot about the autograph aspect of this, because nobody's been able to do any autographs this whole time. I also know that it's really important for some, especially little kids, to like be able to go and physically like touch the characters and get like hugs and stuff. That's an important part of the aspect. Pictures
are different when you can stand next to them versus when they're just in the background of your selfie kind of thing.
You know what would be great is if they do like kind of a hybrid where there is a line if you want to go and like have a character
more like
thing.
one-on-one.
But I think in between, like when one family leaves and another family comes up, if they take just a couple seconds to take some photos or pose with people that are just kind of wandering by, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be hard because then I don't know how you differentiate. Like, oh nope, you're in the fast pass line. You have 2 minutes, like 2 seconds versus like I could see how that would get confusing. I want it to go back to when I was young because I remember the excitement of like rounding a corner and seeing a character and like having no clue that this character was going to be there. And we just would kind of organically happen upon the characters hanging out in certain areas. And I remember thinking a quote unquote line back then was like 5 kids. And now like that was like, oh man, I don't know if I want to wait in that line. 5 kids. It wasn't that, not that big of a deal back then. So I can't even imagine the patience that kids have had to have because the lines are I mean, you're lucky. If there's 5 kids in the line now, it's like there's quote unquote no line, So it's like, oh, quick, we got to get over there because there's no line. So it's interesting how times have changed, but I think that's because it's so structured, and you can find out basically any minute of any day what character is going to be where, and so people know where to kind of like group and huddle. Versus before, it was just rounding the corner of Fantasyland, and oh, hey, look, it's I don't know. Baloo the bear or, whoever. Sure. So I kind of want it to go, less scheduled. Clearly it is scheduled on the backside. The characters need to know when they're coming out and where they're coming out, but I just wish it wasn't as like structured and advertised. Yes.
Kind of like when we were recording the episode and you're like, oh, look, it's
exactly.
Burnt. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. I like it like that.
I do like that too. I think that Disney has gone too far in general to highly scheduled and knowing where everything is. And I feel like for some families that makes sense and planners love that.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like for the average person, it's way more fun, especially for the kids. Mm-hmm. If it was just like you said, you come around the corner and you're like, oh, there's a character. Hopefully it'll be a good mix. Mm-hmm. Well, at the same conference, we got some insight on the capacity of the parks currently. A question came up asking about the current capacity and if it was back at 100%. McCarthy said they were not back to full capacity, but they're close. When asked if capacity would go back to pre-COVID levels, her answer was no. The way in which they manage the parks is different now. Disney is looking forward to bringing back nighttime entertainment, as that will help with the crowds that are happening now. Again, there is this theme that there are lines and crowds. And she's kind of trying to be like, we're bringing things that'll kind of disperse.
And that's good, because actually when I'm reading and thinking that, bringing back night entertainment's going to help the crowds, it's like, no, there's going to be a spike in attendance because everybody's going to be so excited to see Fantasmic, World of Color, those things that we've been missing for so long. Oh, the electrical parade.
I think what she means is...
No, yes.
Those people won't be in lines. They'll be watching the things.
Yep, I get what, but like my first read of it, I'm like, no, there's going to be less.
That doesn't make any sense.
There's going to be more demand for the parks because everyone's going to be excited. But because they're going to be excited for the nighttime entertainment, they won't be standing in line to say, go on Rise of the Resistance or, whatever. So
it'll be interesting to see how this all turns out.
And I like this, I like this move too. It's sad if you can't get reservations, of course. And, the reservation system is frustrating, and it is very, very confusing, especially if you're not living and breathing Disney news like some of us are, and if you're not kind of like in the know and in the loop on this. It's like learning a new language. I get that that's really difficult, but I will say the positive part about this is that I haven't felt, since we reopened the parks, I have not felt that I am just like in like walls of people anywhere I go. Like we've seen photos. Like during the holidays, it used to just be gridlocked, constant everywhere. You couldn't get away from the crowds. Yes, you still will have like patches where it's very highly concentrated full of people, but there are also lots of pockets where it feels like you have the park to yourself. So I like that that we're not sardines anymore.
Well, in fairness, we have not been there since Genie Plus has gone into full effect. We were there just the one day, and there was problems with it that day, so we didn't experience any of that. So we'll have to see what happens. I think, it seems like the sentiment online is people are very upset with Genie Plus, and apparently there was a lot of reporting online that there was cast members that have talked about openly with people about their ratio.
Yeah.
And at sometimes, I think this was a Disney World number, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a Disneyland number too, where it comes down to the fact that they're letting 200 Lightning Lane people in for one standby
Well, and
guest.
that was paid Lightning Lane. So that was the individual Lightning
Lane
Lane
But that's even crazier.
Attraction. Well, I don't agree with it. By no means, so don't think that I agree with it. But I can see how, from Disney's perspective, you've got these people that paid to jump the line. So, but 200's insane. That's an insane amount. So I get it, but I absolutely don't get it. I absolutely don't.
We'll have to see where this all leads.
Mm-hmm. The first Villains Night is happening as we record this episode with the second night on March 10th. The Disneyland app has posted snacks and other items that will be available for the event. Some of the interesting items include a Maleficent straw clip at Smoke Jumper's Grill for $5.99, a sweet spiral ration at Terran Treats for $6.25, and the Cruel Devil at Schmoozies for $8.49. For the complete list, check out the link in our show notes.
So it seems like one thing that's really interesting, we haven't seen this before, is in the mobile app, they have these things listed as Villains Night exclusive offerings available, in this case, March 8th. So really interesting that they are adding this, because usually in the past, we would have to wait for them to talk about it, but it seems like they've been loading this stuff into the app, which is really convenient to kind of get your plan going. I also want to update the fact that the Maleficent straw clip is available at a lot of places.
Yeah, multiple places, which, by the way, have you seen this straw clip?
I have not.
Straw clips are not my thing. I do not get excited about straw clips. Let me pull this up and share it for you.
Yeah, the only straw clip that I have seen, or that I have that I like, was the one from the Oogie Boogie Bash before COVID that was the Headless Horseman.
Oh, okay. It's okay. I do like that one too.
Oh, that is cool.
That not bomb? Hang on, I will share it.
Did you just say bomb?
It is bomb. It is the bomb.com. You are right, Liberty. Let me
You guys
throw
are both
this in
showing
here.
your age terribly right now.
Look at this thing. It's magnificent.
It is cool.
Oh, it's so cool.
I want this straw clip.
It's the Murphy straw clip. It is not.
Who's going to Villains Night?
Kate is going to. We've got all sorts of weekly tiers going to Villains Night. There's going to be a mini weekly tier meetup.
Kate's
probably like,
this.
yes.
I need this. I will grab it from you when we come later this month.
It is so.
Do you need this too?
So
Does she need to buy 2 of them?
I don't know if I need it or not. Does it light up? That would, yes, it breathes fire. No, just kidding. I don't know. That someone if it doesn't,
throwing things
if it doesn't, someone's got to get on that.
I feel like a lot of these things light up. It looks like it lights up because see, there's like a little green.
Cool.
I'll bet you it lights up.
It's so dang cool.
It is cool. What else have we learned about Villains Night? Have we learned anything else about Villains Night?
We haven't. Villains Night feels like this big old mystery to me. So I am here for living vicariously through others who are attending this event, because this feels like an unknown to me. I'm so curious about it.
I wish we could report more on it for this week's episode. We're going to have to wait until next week when we can talk about everything from people who are there and we can get some more information about that.
The thing that's so hard for us about this is we were so excited because we had tickets, but dates didn't line up. The planets and stars did not align correctly for us for the rescheduled date. So we weren't able to go for this rescheduled date. So we were so excited. Plus it's so unknown. So I can't wait to see everybody's videos and photos and what everyone has to say about how awesome Villains Night's going to be.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a great time. Well, if villains aren't your thing, maybe Star Wars is. Star Wars fans have even more to be excited about, with more tickets going on sale for Star Wars Celebration, which is happening in Anaheim at the Anaheim Convention Center across from the Disneyland Resort from May 26th through May 29th of this year. Additional tickets are going on sale March 15th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Tickets are limited and are likely to sell out fast. Proof of full vaccination will be required to attend the event. This is another one I wish I would have been able to go to this year.
Yeah, well, and I'm trying to think. No, it was, I think it's always May, isn't it? Or was it maybe
it was
August or
yeah,
something?
we were, because it was supposed to happen in August because they were going to have it, remember, with Star Wars Night.
That's right. Yep, you're right.
So this was another one of those things during the year of COVID that got screwed up for us.
Yep.
Because we were going to do Villains Night, we were going to do the studio tour, we were going to do Star Wars. All of this stuff, and it just didn't work out.
We just have more things to look forward to in the future. That's all it is, right?
Yeah, instead of having it all one year, we just have to spread it over a few years.
We just spread it out. That's it.
And Disney just has to offer it. That's the thing, is they don't offer these things enough. I tell you, if they did Villains Night a couple times a year, I think it would be...
I think I have a feeling Villains Night is going to be wildly popular and that it will be here to stay. I do think it will become part of the rotation for sure. Well, an annual sweet treat is returning to the resort. The fudge Easter eggs that the food artisans at Disneyland create for Easter this year are rumored to be returning. Each egg has a surprise flavor inside. For those guests who would rather spoil the surprise, checking the label and looking at the ingredients is a pretty good way to find out the filling. A cast member told the Disney food blog that they could be back as early as this past Sunday. Once they are available, they can be purchased at the Candy Palace.
So I'm one of those people when I get like a box of chocolates and I want to know what's inside.
Yeah.
So I want to find, See's Candy used to put like a thing where it show you the pictures and tell you what's inside. I will totally be the person that's looking at the label to figure this out. I will say, if these are there when we're there, which I think they will be, I want one of these. Although they are massive, I feel like I get a stomachache trying to eat one of these.
Yeah, this looks like something you either eat or either something that I would either eat in multiple settings or that I would be sharing.
Oh, this would definitely be a share, I think.
It looks like a lot.
You know who would eat it all
yummy.
In one sitting? Our exchange student Max loves sweets. He would eat the whole thing in one sitting.
There you go.
We talked about these last year. Is this something that you'd be interested in?
I'd be interested in it, depending. I'm with you. Like, I can't off the top of my head tell you a filling that if it was that specific filling, I'd be like, I'm gonna wait.
Sure.
Because I like one that jumps to mind that some people might steer away from would be like coconut. Not everybody likes coconut.
Yeah, sure.
Peanut butter would be probably a good one, but I could see how that might be too rich. What if they had like a marshmallow? I don't know.
See, I wouldn't do a marshmallow.
The possibilities are endless as to what the flavor could be. It could be like a fruit flavor even. Maybe it's like a strawberry cream filling. Who knows? I know like nothing about these. My first ever like Easter holiday festivities was doing the egg hunt last year.
They haven't announced that yet.
I hope it's back.
It'll be back.
I hope it'll be back. I love
it's so easy. If they did
these scavenger
during
hunts.
COVID, of course they're going to do it during this.
Yes.
I will also say the weird thing about these eggs is for some reason I feel like in my mind they'd be like perfectly smoothed eggs, and these look like very homemade.
Yes. Yeah.
So
they're not as aesthetically pleasing as the candy canes are.
Yes. A new treat has landed at the Lamplight Lounge for the Food and Wine Festival. By the way, I am endlessly excited for this. I will find some way to have this when we're there. Cookies and cream donuts topped with a cream-filled chocolate cookie pieces and served with vanilla and cookie dipping sauce is available for $10. The dipping sauce is a great complement to the donut with the classic cookies and cream flavors. I will eat this entire box myself.
It looks like you're dunking the donuts in like the frosting version of the gray stuff is what that looks like.
I know, it's amazing looking.
These do look really good. I do have reservations for a Lamplight Lounge.
Are you going to order these? Is the question?
I think I will order these. There was also I should have pulled the information up now because there's also some like special meal that you can get at Lamplight because of Food and Wine Festival, and I don't remember what the full thing was, but there was like a starter, a main thing.
So it's like a whole meal.
Yep. And then the dessert was these donuts.
Oh, I mean, I'm there.
Yeah. So anyways, but it's nice to know that you can get just the donuts and you don't have to do the whole big meal too.
This just sounds amazing to me. I wonder if they have them in the morning, like when you could get a donut like for like a breakfast item.
I could see this being on the brunch menu, yeah. Weekly tiers who love Flo's V8 Cafe and Carsland should get excited for a new apparel item that is sure to turn heads. The dress shop in downtown Disney has a new dress themed to the popular eatery. The dress is mint green with vintage features like blue and pink records, white stars, the Flo's V8 Cafe sign, and Flo herself. The dress also has a pink waistband with pink cap sleeves with a retro cut on the dress itself. The dress retails for $128.
This is cute. I could see people definitely wearing this around the park, especially like Dapper Days and stuff.
Oh, yes.
What do you think about this dress?
I
know you're not a dress
too.
person, really.
I'm not a big dress person, but there's something about the Disney dresses. I do like the Disney dresses, and I like the feel of like the feel and the vibe of this dress. I think it's a very good representation of Flo's.
Yeah, definitely. I just imagine, what is it like to be a designer and create, like, they come to you and they say, we'd like you to create a dress based on Flo's V8 Cafe, and then somebody's got to like work it all together. It reminds me, isn't the costume for that location similar in colors and stuff to this?
Similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar.
Well, Magic Key holders may notice a slightly updated Magic Key Terrace. We reported on the refurbishment of the space a few episodes ago, and work was supposed to wrap up soon. Due to supply chain issues with some of the items ordered for the area, only some of the updates have been completed so far. The area has seen updated murals, tile accents, and stained glass. The new booths, tables, and more will be swapped in as they arrive. New menu items should also be showing up soon. So I feel bad because I don't really remember what this area looks like. So in looking at the pictures that Mice Chat had, I was like, I don't remember.
There was not this much color. Is the biggest change.
Sure.
The peacock accents are also all new because these, like, the booths were similar, but it didn't have this nice, bright, vibrant blue. They brought a lot of color to the space that they didn't really have before. The space before was mostly like more natural colors.
Are the chandeliers new?
The tans. I don't think those look like they were there before.
Okay.
But yeah, I do. I see where this is going, and I think it's gonna not only like physically brighten, but I think it's just going to make it feel brighter up there too. I'm excited for this.
Do you
I like these colors.
Plans to go there on the next trip?
For this next trip, no. The only like set in stone dining plans we have are lamplight.
Oh.
Other than that, we are footloose and fancy free.
Well, that'll be exciting. Yeah,
one thing I do have to try and do is we have to get into Oga's because I have someone coming with us. Well, someone's coming with us that are Star Wars fans and one of them I don't think has ever been to a Disney park.
Oh, wow.
And the other one hasn't been to a Disney park since they were 6 years old. So I think Oga's would be a very fun thing for them to do and experience for sure.
I feel like, I don't think I have enough time now, but I feel like I should have had the Exchange Boys watch Star Wars, because I want to say that both of them have seen like one or two of the movies, but not like, so I feel like maybe a refresher before we went. But like I said, I don't think we have the time now because I feel like from now till then, we have a lot of things crammed in. So.
Mm-hmm. Junior Weekly Tiers who are fans of Disney Junior, get excited. The first Disney Junior Fan Fest will be taking place in Disney California Adventure on April 29th. The event will run from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and include a character cavalcade with Disney Junior characters, a 10th anniversary stage show commemorating Doc McStuffins, and previews of new Disney Junior shows. Check out the link in our show notes for more details.
You know, I know that I'm not the target market for this, but my nieces and nephews love Disney Junior stuff, so I feel like they would be all about this. Do you have anybody in your family that does Disney Junior?
So no, nothing. I mean, one of my cousin's little ones like really loved Mickey Mouse, like Clubhouse, but I don't remember them talking about any of the other like Disney Junior specific characters like Doc McStuffins. So yeah, I don't know.
Doc McStuffins was a huge thing for my nieces. They were big into that. And then I don't think this is Disney. I'm so bad. Is Paw Patrol Disney? They were also big into Paw Patrol. So
no, I don't think so.
Okay, well, there you go.
That is definitely that my Disney knowledge lacks in the Disney Junior area. I don't really know much about Disney Junior.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse was great. Well, the Food and Wine Festival is in full swing now, so what should you get and what should you avoid this year? There are so many new options. There's a lot to choose from. According to the Disney Food blog, the best new items are the glazed barbecue pork belly at LA Style, the blueberry buttermilk pie at Berry Patch, the black and tan beef potato puffs at Delish, the IPA sausage dog at California Craft Brews, and more. Mice Chat reviewed the peanut butter and jelly mac and said to skip it. It was too oily and just not good. For the full list and more, visit the link in our show notes. We will, of course, talk more about this later in our discussion topic.
So before you came over to record this evening, I was watching a couple of Mr. Cheesy Pop's videos because he did go and try some of the food. The first thing he tried was the peanut butter and jelly mac, which I was on the fence. I was like, well, maybe Well, there's something about the peanut butter and jelly mac that I didn't know about that is an automatic like nope for me.
What is it?
It's topped with Pop Rocks. As if the peanut butter and jelly mac was not unique enough on its own, they put Pop Rocks on top of it. So they
must have a deal with Pop Rocks because they've added Pop Rocks to a lot of different things.
I mean, they're fun. Pop Rocks are fun, right? But they're
fun in moderation. They're only fun when they're like a unique thing that comes up every now and again.
So yeah, the Pop Rocks, like that made it a big old no. I'm not even going to try that.
You don't like Pop Rocks?
I do, but I can't imagine macaroni, cooked macaroni with peanut butter and jelly drizzled on it, and there was like some sort of like crumb kind of dessert stuff on top with the Pop Rocks. I can't wrap my head. I could kind of wrap my head around it prior to the Pop Rocks, but the Pop Rocks is like, no, absolutely not.
I thought, I didn't look at it too close, to be honest, but I thought the crumbly looking stuff on top was maybe like peanuts, like crushed peanuts or something that would go with it.
Not crushed peanuts, but it was like you know how you have like a crumble on like a what am I trying to say? Like on
like the panko
like an apple crisp or something. Yeah, it looked like that's what I was assuming it was, like a crumble kind of like that, but I don't know if that's really what it was or not, but I tell you, the Pop Rocks, I just, no. There was another one that he was a big old nope for him and the person that he was tasting stuff with. It was the frozen avocado bar.
I've heard good things about that.
Oh, both of them ate it, and their reaction was just like, what just happened?
Sure.
They said the frozen guacamole, not frozen avocado, excuse me. They said the frozen guacamole, if it would have been just that itself, possibly, but they topped it with it's topped with sour cream, like a crema, and then lettuce and cheese and pico de gallo. And they said the toppings with it was just
weird,
too much.
I've heard great things about this blueberry buttermilk pie.
That looks good. That looks really good.
I honestly think what's going to happen is I'm going to have to get a lot of these things together, and like we did at the Festival of the Holidays, and just go sit at a table and just pass it around and eat everything.
Well, not only is there plenty to eat at the Food and Wine Festival, but there are also some entertainment options. Live music is at the Palisades stage across from the Little Mermaid attraction, as well as the Paradise Garden Bandstand. The Jammin' Chefs feature Pluto, Daisy, Chip and Dale near the Hyperion Theater. Chef Goofy can be seen at the Hollywood Backlot. Family-friendly activities including Alice's Wonderland Bakery Unbirthday Party in the Hollywood Backlot, where kids ages 3 to 11 can decorate cupcakes with Roly Pin, Alice, Princess Rosa, and Chef Minnie.
There's a lot to see, obviously, right? So there's a lot of great entertainment with different live music and stuff coming, which is always cool to have. I know during the Lunar New Year was good. Festival of the Holidays had some cool stuff when we were there. So I'm sure this will be great as well. I did see some pictures from the Jammin' Chefs, which also look like a lot of fun with the characters and stuff out there. And this Alice's Wonderland Bakery Unbirthday Party we talked about, I think, last week or the week before, also sounds like a lot of fun. They're going to do some cupcake decorations.
Yeah, and it's I believe it's free. You just need to sign up 45 minutes prior to each showtime. You can find the daily showtimes on the Disneyland app. So just, keep that in mind. This space is limited for this, and you do need to sign up, but it is free. So I think that'll be super fun.
Just when you thought we were done, there is still more. The Food and Wine Festival also has merchandise. A new Life is Grape Spirit jersey, 2022 Festival mini ears, t-shirt, zip front hoodie, baseball tee, aprons, and more are all available. Of course, there are also some options of housewares and, of course, pins. For the complete list, check out the link in our show notes.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like whenever we see food and wine ears, they confuse me a little bit. I understand that it's the Food and Wine Festival, so it's fun to put like cutlery in with the bow, but it's not my thing.
Yeah, you're like, why am I walking around with cutlery on my head?
Well, this looks better. Remember a couple years ago when it just looked like a plastic fork and spoon or fork and knife? I don't remember. This does look better. This is an upgrade, but it's just interesting to me.
I love the coloring on this Spirit jersey.
Me too. I loved this Spirit jersey. I'm not the biggest fan of Life is Grape though, which makes me sad. I like everything else about it except I'm not sold on the Life is Grape. Maybe I'll change my mind, but the coloring's beautiful.
I feel that way about the coloring on the ears too. If it didn't have the utensils, the coloring, I like that kind of wine red kind of thing with this blue that they've got going on. So they've got some really great things. The actual logo itself, I'm not a big fan of like this weird font that they have for Food and Wine, but the rest of the stuff looks pretty
fun.
cool.
It's whimsical.
It is fun and whimsical.
I don't hate it. I do really want this Food and Wine Festival 2022 limited release pin that has kind of the logo for the year on it. It's also got the partners statue, or not the partners, the storytellers statue up in the corner. But I do like the design for the merch this year. I like the different colored like blocks and squares with the different, we've got Carthay, but then we also, Carthay Circle is kind of one of the things, but then they also have little food things with it too. I think I like the look of that for sure.
I can't wait for you to talk about the next story. I'm so excited for this piece of merchandise.
Well, this week we saw a specific merchandise item that we just had to talk about. In fact, if you were watching, was it our YouTube live stream that we did this past week? It derailed us from our conversation there. We got so excited about this new piece of merch. A new Disneyland Resort photo album has arrived at the Emporium. This new album is a white book with a gold, pink, and blue vintage Disneyland castle logo, a cutout Disneyland font D, and a gold Disneyland Resort label on the spine and back of the album. Inside, the pages have a place to slide in photos with lines for text next to the images. On the opposite page, there is a gold checkerboard design with the castle and Sleeping Beauty designs. The album is $34.99.
This is a great price for this album.
So beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
And I think priced well. Because sometimes things are priced all wacky, but I will go home with this if it is still in stock when we are there.
It's gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I've already decided that I am buying this album to store my wedding trip photos in. I can't think of anything more perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, I am so excited about this.
It even has like the colors that you like.
Legs, eyes, everything crossed, that it's still in stock when we're there. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it.
I do love it as well. I'm so glad usually I am not excited about merch, but I was really excited about that. I think
it's funny. And of all the merch items, it's a photo album.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's such a weird thing.
It's the little things, though, right? It's the little things.
Well, is the Finding Nemo submarine voyage ever coming back? The signage that was up on the walls around the attraction had been removed. They originally stated that the subs will be returning in winter 2021, then winter, and now there are no signs on when it will return at all. With the closing of Toontown soon, the capacity is needed, so hopefully this attraction will be resurfacing again soon.
Yeah, this is interesting. I feel like they were changing things based on delays. Obviously, we're no longer in winter, so they can't really say winter anymore because we're almost officially to spring. It's interesting because on the outside looking in, it seems like they should be
refilling
it up with water any day now. So there must have been some sort of bump in the road that is causing the delay. I am curious to see if we find out what happened there.
I'm sure it's probably like with the Small World thing. It's probably parts related. Like maybe they're waiting for a specific part to come in or something like that.
That very well could be. Weekly tiers who have been in the parks recently may have experienced crowd flow issues in some areas of Disneyland. Well, the resort has taken notice and has been sending out surveys to guests where they experienced overcrowding. Disney may use this information to work on more Project Stardust projects in the future to help with crowd flow and overall guest experience.
I feel like Disney, it's kind of interesting because Disney has been doing... just reminded me of something. Disney has been doing things lately that like people seem to be upset about, so then they send out like a survey and then it seems like they make corrections. What I was laughing about, I took a picture of it. I have to show this to you. So our friend Philander, did you see his Instagram post recently?
Don't think so, no.
Okay, so what's hilarious about this is, so we put it in the chat. I put it in the chat that the light bulb had been changed. It was just red.
The light bulb, yes.
And everybody freaked out.
And it was like one day.
Yeah. Everybody freaked out. Mm-hmm. People in our chat also freaked out. Yeah. I freaked out. Like, everybody freaked out. Yeah. Collectively, everybody. Now, I'm not saying like others.
It was such a classic
and
Disneyland
then,
thing.
like, the next day or 2 days later, Disneyland ambassador account put a video of the dude screwing the correct one in, and it was this bigger deal.
Yeah.
So Philander
I want to
posted...
say it was the day after.
Philander posted this, and I was like, oh my God, people would have a heart attack. So he said, me watch... So it's like a meme. It's like... It's like Rapunzel looking shocked or something. Me watching the internet freak out when the red and white light bulb at Refreshment Corner goes missing for one day while they change it. Mm-hmm. Good thing no one's around when we change the light bulb in Walt's apartment after park closing. And then today, his hello from the Disneyland Resort photo was him in Walt's apartment with the light looking out onto Main Street. So
how nice.
I just thought it just was funny because we're talking about surveys and people getting upset about things. And I was like, oh my goodness, if people walked by and the bulb was out in Walt's thing, they would lose their minds.
That'd be terrible.
People would be crawling up the fire pole, breaking in through the back, trying to put a new bulb in it.
It'd be heartbreaking is what it is, because we all know what Walt's light symbolizes. So it would just be a tough one to swallow. Of course, it's a light bulb, and yes, it does need to be replaced. But still, it would just be very heartbreaking. I think if I walked in and the light was not on, it might, like, heart would drop to the floor.
I will also say that I do not want special things like the two-colored bulb to go away. I do think that adds to the character and fabric of Disneyland.
Yeah.
But I do think that, like, people kind of wigged out.
I'm just... The thing that's interesting to me is that it was noticed that quickly, because... I'm going to bring this up here, because something else has gone unnoticed that happened, and it happened in the mansion. So I was chatting with our social media manager, Alex, about the Haunted Mansion, and he sent me these photos. He's like, have you seen the caretaker, like, has a beard? I'm like, what? No, our caretaker doesn't have a beard. I'm like, maybe that's somebody that, like, maybe it's, like, the East Coast version and the West Coast version, and they just put them together. No. Our caretaker is fine. I haven't heard anything about this. I was delusional. But then we had somebody confirm, and you and I also found a video from January 22nd of this year of the caretaker, and sure enough, the caretaker of the Haunted Mansion now has a beard. He did not have a beard before, and I think his outfit has slightly changed.
I have a question about this.
It's crazy.
Who in whatever department handles this goes, you know what I think we need to add? A beard to the caretaker.
Yeah. Maybe it's such a weird, those weird little, like, let's just put this in here and see how long it takes for someone to, see how long it takes. But, like, they do stuff like that, like, right? Like the light bulb. They're like, let's just see if anyone noticed. Okay, they noticed. Put it back.
But, like, well, and why has nobody had outrage about the beard?
I guess nobody.
You know what I think it is with the beard?
Caretaker.
Here's what I think it is with the beard. I think it's the banjo situation, like with Pirates, where people are like, oh, he's got a beard. Did he have that beard before? He probably had the beard before. Nobody's reported on it. Where the light bulb is so obvious that, like, it's a
classic,
thing. Yeah. So, I don't know. We've gotten way off, but it's just hilarious.
The other thing that we noticed, too, is with that video, it seems like the area that the caretaker is in has... The lighting seems to be much better.
Yeah.
They also filled in some of the greenery back there too. So the whole little corner got a refresh. So maybe people are like, well, maybe we just couldn't see the beard before because it was
maybe it
dark,
has been there all along.
It could, it could have been.
No, we saw some photos and it wasn't there. But
there hasn't. But yeah, the beard is new. But it's crazy that all of a sudden this character that like is so iconic and we've seen hundreds of times, suddenly looks different.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's very, very funny to me. But, we're passionate Disney people. So don't take my whole comments as judging anybody. I just think it's funny. And then also...
I feel like only Disney fans would understand, like why this is such a big deal. Everyone else is probably like, it's a light bulb.
Yeah.
Calm down. But it's such a great, that light bulb's such a great representation of the attention to detail that is a Disney park.
Disneyland Paris is celebrating its 30th anniversary with a few new surprises. A new pre-show to Disney Illuminations, which is Disneyland Paris's nighttime spectacular that combines projections, water jets, mist screens, and fireworks, is coming to the resort. The pre-show, called Disney Delight, will use all of the technology of Illuminations, but adds in drones as part of the show. The new pre-show took 8 months of collaboration with Dronissos, a French drone company, to come together. To see a video of the drones in action, check out the link in our show notes.
I feel a little silly. I did not catch a reference for the specific design of the 30th logo.
Oh, yeah, because that's their line. Is that sideways Mickey?
Yep, it's a sideways Mickey. I always just thought it was a unique 30 until now the drones up against the castle. It looks, I see the Mickey now. And so that is clever. That is super cool. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, of course, like Tag said, we'll have a link in the show notes. And if you go down further, it shows just what the logo itself is supposed to look like. And I just thought it was an interesting and unique 30. I never caught the fact that it's a hidden Mickey.
I thought it was a great, clever way to do the logo.
Oh, it's incredibly clever.
So what do you think about the drones?
Oh, the drones are cool. I'm actually surprised it's taken Disney this long to include drones.
So a few years ago, they did a test run with some drones over Disney Springs, over the lagoon there.
Oh,
they did some stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And then I don't know if you saw when, I don't remember if it was Biden's like acceptance of winning the presidency, but they had some drones that made different things. There was like an American flag in the United States and like a bunch of other things.
That one. No.
So I was like, that's really cool to see what these drones can do. Now,
well, see, I'm thinking way back to the Super Bowl when Lady Gaga performed.
Sure.
Because there were drones, aerial drones for that too.
Well, they've used drones for a lot of different things, right? So they used some drones when Galaxy's Edge opened because they had one that looked like an X-Wing and flew around, which was cool. There's a couple things here. One, I think it's really cool that they use drones because they can do a lot of really unique things. The downside is like there's limited battery life and that type of thing, and wind conditions, just like fireworks. The other thing is I don't want them to replace fireworks with drones.
I don't think they will. I think it's an accent.
Sure.
I don't think you'll ever have like a drones only show like we have projections only show. Which, I'll be honest, I was a skeptic, but seeing my first projections only show, did I miss? I mean, is it better with fireworks? Yes, it is better with fireworks, but I still think the shows, how they're building them, are enjoyable without it. And actually, it was kind of nice to be able to just focus on the projections and not having to try and split my focus between the fireworks and the projections. So
I will say they've done a better job in the recent shows of making the projections like really high quality.
Yes,
because in the beginning, some of them were a little wonky seeming,
a little difficult to read.
Do you think this will come to the U.S. parks?
You know, the thing that I was just thinking about that because I'm thinking about. I think it will come to Walt Disney World. I don't know that much about drones in general, but I could see maybe Disneyland being so landlocked with everything else like right outside its front gate, how maybe that could present challenges because I don't know how much space you need for the drones. Like, are the drones literally right behind the castle, or does it only appear like it's behind the castle? And then how far back does it, all that?
Well, the good news is I think they're outside of the range because with drones you have to be outside a certain range of an airport to fly them.
Oh,
so and I think that's enough. So
sure.
Psst, avast there. There be squalls ahead. And James and Vern waiting for them what don't answer correctly.
Welcome to Trivia Land on this wonderful second Wednesday of March. How are we doing today? Tuesday. What day is it today?
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
It has.
So
long week already. So
we will see if my brain
Well,
and Teresa's brain can compute answers.
And actually, by the time this is actually up for people to listen to, it will be Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yes, second Wednesday of March. Welcome to Trivia Land.
Well, there we go.
Excellent.
But it's a podcast. People can listen anytime. People can be listening to this years in advance or years later.
True. Very true. So to those who are listening, whatever day it is for you, I hope it's a wonderful day. But for Tag and Teresa, happy Wednesday, Tuesday. You ready for some tough questions?
Yes.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Okay, good, because the listeners have not been nice lately.
Oh.
They have sent in some good ones for you. And we also have a question from producer James. So
and he's not even here.
Yep. So let's get into them. Your first question comes from listener Donna S., who portrayed Aunt Jemima at the Pancake House in Disneyland.
What do you mean by who portrayed?
What is the name of the person who played the role of...
Oh, like the actor?
The real life name of the woman that portrayed the role of Aunt Jemima at the Pancake House in Disneyland.
Who sent this in?
Donna S.
Wow.
Donna.
That's a stumper, Donna.
Yeah, Donna. I don't know.
I was thinking, maybe like they had one of the you know how like sometimes they have the characters dressed as other things. I was thinking, maybe a character was playing. No, I don't. No.
What's Princess Tiana's full name?
I'm stumped. I'm stumped.
I'm stumped too.
Totally stumped. Dang, good question, Donna. I just want to know what the answer is. This is a great question.
Yeah, we're stumped, Fern. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Donna.
Totally stumped. Is that your final answer?
Totally stumped is the final answer.
I'm going to say it was Donna. Donna portrayed Aunt Jemima.
All right. Your second regular question from listener Elise K. Which notorious Hollywood actress rode Alice in Wonderland in 1959 with her then spouse, whom she stole from another Hollywood star? Bonus if you can name her husband and his former wife.
Oh my.
What type of questions are these?
These are total stumpers. I'm going to just throw something out there. Marilyn Monroe.
That's what I was thinking, Marilyn Monroe. But
yeah.
But who would she have stolen stuff from?
I don't know, but Marilyn Monroe is my wild guess.
Sounds complicated. I'm going with Marilyn Monroe as well, but
it was 1959, and it's somebody with her then spouse.
Still alive.
Well, you're not supposed to be Googling stuff.
No, I wanted to see I wanted to see when she passed.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
going to say Marilyn Monroe.
You're sticking with Marilyn Monroe?
I'm sticking with Marilyn, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Final answers?
Final answers.
All right. Your third regular round question from listener Stephen S. This comedian/actor replaced Wally Bogue at the Golden Horse Show when he retired in 1982.
Oh my gosh. What are you doing to us this week?
No,
These are crazy.
No, it's Billy Hill, isn't it?
Maybe.
I mean, I think
know.
that's his stage name, though. Because I think Billy Hill, the Hillbillies, took over from Wally Bogue.
Oh.
Because the Wally Bogue did the Golden Horseshoe Review that lasted for jillions of years.
Yep. Oh, I'm gonna get on that ship.
So
Billy Hill.
Yeah, Billy Hill, but I don't know what the actual guy's name is, but that's who he...
Billy Hill, is that your final answer?
Yes.
Yeah, Billy Hill. What is it? Billy Hill and the Hillbillies? Because are they the ones that are at Knott's now?
I think so.
And your fourth regular round question submitted by producer James.
Oh, James.
What were the first ever words spoken on screen by Mickey Mouse?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, no.
Was it Hiya Pal?
Hiya Pal?
Vern
is laughing at us.
I've heard this before.
We've watched this one together.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, I stood there watching it. I don't know if you actually watched it with me.
You said, what is it?
It's probably something in Steamboat Willie. So I'm trying to think,
Not in that specific short, but you can see it in the same building.
Huh? Oh, different short. That you can
But
see
you can
the
see it in
theater.
the cinema on Main Street.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Hiya Pal. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure that my oh no is wrong, but I'll
you're going to stick with oh no?
Yeah, sure.
All right. And your bonus question, submitted by listener Ruben O.
Oh, please be nice, Ruben.
There is a really tall palm tree located near Indiana Jones and the Jungle Cruise. What is its name and its significance?
It's the Dominguez tree.
The Dominguez tree, and it predates the park.
Yeah, and it was moved there. And wasn't it like one of the conditions of Walt having the land is that they kept it?
Yep, and they've had to move it.
Because wasn't it a wedding present?
Ron Dominguez.
Yeah, wasn't it like a wedding gift?
Yes, it was a wedding gift.
Is that your final answer?
Yes. All of that is the final answer.
Hey, guess what? I think we got at least one.
I think we did too.
And it was the bonus.
Hey.
Thanks, Ruben.
That's why we have a bonus, right?
Thanks, Ruben.
All right. Well, listeners, how did you do listening at home? How do you think Tig and Teresa did? Stick around until after the discussion topic, and we'll all find out.
Well, this week for our discussion topic, we are going to talk about the food from the Food and Wine Fest, because there's so much of it this time. There's a gajillion items, and it all sounds good. And you know us, we like to talk about food.
I don't even know where to start. So there's just so many yummy things.
Well, with the photos, can we start on this list? Because I want to see the pictures.
Start with that list. Okay. So I realize that we did talk about some of these already, so I do apologize that we are going to have some things that overlap. But let's first talk about Delish. So over at Delish, we have the black and tan beef potato puffs and a Cubano slider with, of course, a variety of different beverages. We have a chocolate marshmallow cold brew cocktail, Central California cooler, and the glow cubes. Which
well,
we know
of course,
how much
the
you
glow
love
cubes.
the glow
Yes.
cubes.
I've heard good things about this black and tan beef potato puff. So I definitely would want to try that. I'm not a huge fan of, Cubanos, the Cubano slider, like the ingredients there. But this other meat thing looks really good. So
the black and tan potato puffs look to me like potato puffs are just a different way of saying tater tots.
Yeah.
They do look good. They look very, very savory, very filling. Looks very hearty. Drinks for me here.
Well, the cold brew probably.
Well, it's a cocktail though, so it's got whiskey in it. So it does sound good. I wish I could get it without the whiskey, because it is Irish whiskey, Joffrey's coffee, Mexico origin coffee, chocolate syrup, almond milk, and toasted marshmallows.
If they make
that
it,
would be
could
delicious.
you order it and just get it without the booze?
Probably, but I would probably have to still pay the
like the $15
or whatever it is for the booze. Which one? Delish. So that is, it is a $15 beverage.
Wow, I just have gotten good at this, apparently.
The black and tan beef potato puffs are $8.50. So that would be a good thing to use your sip and savor passes on, because we did find out that if you're a Magic Key holder, $7 is kind of your break-even point. You want to make sure that you're purchasing things over $7 to make your tabs worthwhile. If you do not have the Magic Key discount, I think it was maybe it was $7.50 maybe. So really, $7.50 and up, you should be pretty safe as far as your break-even point. There is a lot of items that are $8 and up, so you should be able to get the most out of your foodie tabs.
So the next booth is Nuts About Cheese. Now, I'm kind of excited about a couple of the items on this list. So the first one we already talked about earlier, the peanut butter and jelly mac. We don't have to talk about that anymore.
$8.25 for that.
Perfect. The next level, crackers and cheese. This sounds amazing. How much is that one?
So that one's $8. Mr. Cheesy Pop did try that. He said it was good. He said the flavors were good. He just wasn't sure if it was worth it price-wise. He felt it was a little steep of a price for what it was.
I just like the idea of house-made herb crackers with white cheddar food, fromage blanc, spicy prosciutto spread. Now, I did see a review that said that there was some spice to this, because sometimes they say spicy and it wasn't too, but I saw a review that said that there actually was a little kick to it. It's not bad, but there's a little kick. There's a Snickers caramel peanut milk chocolate Mickey macaron, which I've seen.
Oh my gosh.
That I've seen lots of people say, get this early.
This looks amazing.
Because it sells out.
Yeah, which, I can see why.
I love Snickers.
If you're a fan of Snickers, and if you're a fan of macarons, this is your match made in heaven.
It's only $6.50. That's not bad.
And it's large. It is a big macaron. That one's going to get purchased probably a couple of times. Mr. Cheesy Pop.
Oh, and he liked it?
He liked it, yep. He did. He said it was very, very good.
What about beverages? I feel like you're going to be on the beverage train here.
I'm going to be on the beverage train. This is not a beverage I would get. They have the spicy honey apricot cocktail. That one's $14 if that's your thing.
And the glow cubes.
And, of course, the glow cubes, yes. Uncorked California, we'll kind of just glaze over this one, but they have a Californian artisan cheese selection. They also have chocolate hazelnut crunch, which is kind of like a dessert. It's a chocolate hazelnut mousse top with chocolate hazelnut glaze and gold leaf. And then they've got all sorts of different wines available there too.
So the cheese selection was $8.50, the hazelnut crunch was $6.50, and the various beverages run anywhere from $15 to $17.
They do have some really interesting sounding. There's a wine flight that you can get there. There's a green apple and lychee mimosa, a passion fruit and banana mimosa. Ooh, that actually sounds really good. Cherry, yuzu, and ginger mimosa, or there's a tropical mimosa flight as well. I would try the mimosas.
Yeah.
Wine makes me sleepy. I do enjoy wine, but it makes me sleepy, so I don't want to be sleepy.
I feel like you're going to be tired enough on this trip. You don't need to be made sleepy.
I'm curious about this. I might have to try this passion fruit and banana mimosa. That sounds does
sound good.
Interesting.
Moving over to Berry Patch, they have the strawberry cheesecake with lemon chantilly, which kind of looks good in the picture here, but
both of these things look delicious.
The blueberry buttermilk pie, I've heard amazing things about. The cheesecake is $6.50 and the blueberry buttermilk pie is $6.
Both of these look
And then there's a couple drinks here. There's a cherry chocolate mint dessert cocktail and the red or green grapes glow cube charm. The drinks are $15.
Yep. Over at California Craft Brews, there's an IPA sausage dog on a soft pretzel roll with an onion pepper topping. This looks... Vern's going to be all over this. I already know. This is going to be a favorite for him. It looks very good. It's got a cheddar cheese sauce, and there's a malt vinegar jalapeno crunch. There's a lot of different things going on, but it looks delicious. They also have all sorts of different beers, of course, and some hard seltzers and hard ciders as well. And of course, again, novelty glow cubes, because we love our novelty glow cubes. But so this was apparently a very good... So Mr. Cheesy Pop also tried this, and great reviews on this. The IPA sausage dog, though, it was a good portion, and it was only $7. So it was actually really, really well priced for the amount of food that you get.
About the portion sizes, because I know for the Festival of the Holidays, some things were pretty tiny, but some things were pretty good.
Sure.
This looks like you get... Is this half of a dog? Do they cut it in half? Because it looks like
cut in half or not. Yeah, that part I don't know. But for the beverages there, it's actually 2 different beer flights. So there's a bright and balanced beer flight for $17, and there's also a bigger and bolder beer flight. I also have a feeling, so Vern enjoys beers and enjoys good beers, and one of our friends that's officiating, Aaron, enjoys beers and enjoys good beers. I have a feeling both of these beer flights are probably in our future for those two to enjoy together.
Well, they'll have to come on and review it.
There
afterwards.
you go.
We'll move over to Pepper's Caliente.
I'm so excited for this booth.
Which has the chili relleno empanada and the aje de gallina.
They both look so yummy. This chili relleno empanada, on my list. Yes, on my list. It looks so
the
yummy.
empanada is $8.50 and the other item is $7.25. And then they have a Contorito style paloma for
habanero
$14.
Pineapple juice in there, rock melon syrup. What unique and interesting flavors. I just love the creativity that I love most of the creativity that they do here. I'm thinking the mac is a miss, and I'm thinking that frozen guacamole is a miss.
We haven't even got to that
I
yet.
know. I'm just not so sure about it. But this chili relleno, top. That is that's part of the top of my list. Now, it looks so yummy.
I love artichokes. And the next booth is I Heart Artichokes. So just get ready. There's a chicharron crusted fried artichoke dip That sounds so good. I
does.
want this. That is $6.50, and there's a artichoke toast with olive tapenade. Also sounds good. $6.75, with a passion fruit rum cocktail as the beverage. That is $15. I love artichoke stuff. I want to try all of this. This is terrible. I'm not going to have enough time to eat all of this. You're right, though. I might just have to ditch them for lunch at Disneyland and hop over and get some food and come back.
Well, I think that's what we're going to end up doing is we'll probably do lunch over. You can come with us for lunch. You'll just be like, sorry, I got lunch plans.
Oh, well, we'll see how that goes. But I do want to try some of this stuff. Although I think I could probably smash all the things I want into like 2 meal times.
We're not even halfway through the foodie guide yet.
No, but I mean, of the stuff I'm very excited. Yeah, 2 meal times. Like I can buy a few items.
I see what you're saying now.
Over a couple times. So what's next?
Moving over to avocado time. There's the Petite Avocado Impossible Burger with dairy-free pepper jack cheese. I am really curious about this.
Cute.
It looks really good, and we've talked about this before. The plant-based options at the Disneyland Resort I have found very enjoyable. So I'm excited and curious to try this one out. And then also the frozen guacamole, if that's your thing. It's not my thing. It's too unique.
The picture that the Disney Parks blog has of this makes it look one way, and the pictures I've seen, like the presentation, I'm like, oh, that does not look quite the same.
It looks different. There's also a ruby grapefruit sparkling beverage, which is non-alcoholic. That I'm trying. I think it sounds good. Grapefruit juice, raspberry syrup, agave nectar, and mineral water.
It's only $5.
Sounds delicious.
That's a deal for these beverages.
My next I'm super excited about. There's 2 booths that maybe not 2. There's a couple of booths that I'm very excited about. Cluckadoodle Moo.
I just love the name.
Yes. First of all, best name ever. Second of all, the food here. The food looks delicious. They have ranch wings with hot sauce drizzle. And there's also a French onion grilled beef tenderloin slider. I am all about this slider.
Both of those are $8.50.
So yummy.
I've heard good things about this slider, too.
Yeah, it looks delicious.
Isn't it on like an onion?
Yes, on an onion roll.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great.
With caramelized onions. Oh, a Gruyere cheese sauce, and then blackberry lavender lemonade. Oh, that sounds so good to me, too.
That's $6.
I've heard good things about this lemonade as well.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited about this.
And then, of course, they have a beer flight there as well for $17. Moving on, we have Golden Dreams, which has a honey orange glazed salmon salad with citrus vinaigrette. That is $8. And the mango carrot gazpacho with grilled shrimp and jalapeno crema is $8.25. There's there's an orange honey cold brew.
I'm not sure about this one. I think I'll try it, but the coffee flavor and orange, I'm not sure if that pairing or if that combination that'll work for me or not.
Well, that's $6. And then there's a pineapple tiki bitter cocktail, which is $14.
Pineapple juice, lime juice, tiki bitters. God, yum.
The next booth also sounds good.
The one thing, this is one of my other favorite booths. The one thing I do want to mention is the honey orange glazed salmon salad is not it's served chilled. It's a chilled piece of salmon.
Sure.
So I just want to kind of give everyone the heads up because
that's good to know.
I would not have assumed that, but it is chilled, so just know that going in. So yes, moving on to Garlic Kiss, yet one of the other booths I'm very excited about. We have the grilled top sirloin with roasted garlic, gray smashed potatoes, and black garlic chimichurri. I don't know how I didn't just drool that entire time. Yum, yum, yum.
$8.25 for that.
And there's the carbonara garlic mac and cheese with peppered bacon, which
also $8.
Also crazy. Yum. There's a rosemary bitter orange mule.
That returned, right? That was from...
I think that's the same carbonara mac and cheese that we had at Touch of Disney. I really think it's the same. And if it's not the exact same, it's very similar.
This grilled top sirloin sounds really good. Garlic is great.
This is probably one of the few booths that I'm getting all of the food items.
You know what they didn't do? They didn't bring back the garlic noodles. You thought that maybe the garlic noodles would be here.
You're right. I forgot about that.
No garlic noodles. Moving on to LA style. I know you're excited about this first one. There's the glazed barbecue pork belly with something that I definitely cannot pronounce, but it is a mac salad. And that is $8.50. And there is a Euro-inspired flatbread featuring Impossible ground beef with chipotle hummus, tzatziki sauce, and spiced crispy chickpeas, and that is $6.75.
Okay, so I take it back. I will also be purchasing both food items from this booth because both of these sound so good. I'm very, very excited about the glazed barbecue pork belly and the Euro-inspired flatbread. Oh, yum. Just spicy, crispy chickpeas. All of this just sounds good. Hummus.
The beverages there are a Mezcaleros Ancho Sandia Margarita for $14 and a Sake Melon 75, which is $14.
So for the rest, so those were all of the things available at the different booths for the festival. Of course, the festival does extend out past just the festival booths, and we do have some offerings that are available at different places around the resort. Willie's Churros has stuff. Smoke Jumpers Grill. We can just kind of go through these a little more quickly.
Well, Willie's Churros. Let's talk about Willie's Churros.
Oh, you're excited about the mango churro?
Well, here's the thing. I like mango. It's a mango churro. The thing I'm not that excited about is, so it has a mango sauce. Sounds fine. Chili lime sugar, and the tamarind chamoy. I think that's the red seasoning on there that they put on some different things. Like there's a lot of Hmong people around here, and we went to Hmong New Year, and they had a lot of like drinks and stuff that had this spice seasoning.
It's kind of spicy.
And it's not for me.
Yeah.
So that is the only part of that churro that I'm kind of like, meh, because I like the idea of the mango. But I don't know if I'd buy it just because I don't really like the other part of it. What do you got at Smoke Jumpers Grill?
Smoke Jumpers Grill, there's a pepperoni pizza slider. But I'm really excited, really, really, really excited about the peach blueberry lemonade.
You're going to be
There's something about these lemonades.
Drinks.
Well, the same thing happened at Festival of the Holidays. Remember how many different drinks I got because I was so excited about all the drinks?
Remember that there was a couple we threw away because it was like we took a couple drinks and we're like,
these sound really good though, don't they? Like peach and blueberry.
Well, we thought other things sounded good.
How do you mess up peach and blueberry?
That's true.
With blueberry flavored filled bobas.
I love boba.
Oh, I'm very excited about that. Churros near the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail. There's a cart there. This is where you get the, I'm sure to be soon infamous maple bacon churro.
Now, I saw a review about the maple bacon churro, and people said that they thought it was good, but they wouldn't get it again.
Oh.
Like, it was a nice novelty item, but it's not something like, let's get it again. I will say, have you ever had, this is way not podcasting, have you ever been to Linda's Bakery and had one of their maple bacon donuts?
No, I've not done a maple bacon donut. I know it's a thing. Good. I know it's a thing, but the closest I've come to that is like taking bacon from like when I was eating pancakes or waffles and like putting like scooping up, like different. Scooping it in. Yeah. I'm a sweet and salty person. Sure. I really like sweet and salty.
If you ever have a chance, if you're ever out in West Salem by Linda's Bakery, get a maple bacon.
When we went there to get all of our little cupcake tastings, I saw it in the case. I did.
Yeah, James's parents brought them, and it was so good.
Oh, I forgot about this. Over at Cocina Cucamonga, they have strawberry horchata. Oh, it's a drink. The strawberry horchata drink. So it's house-made rice and cinnamon, like a beverage with strawberry sauce. I'm curious about this.
Don't you?
I love horchata, yes. It's so good.
So at the Sonoma Terrace, there's the Old World aged white cheddar lager soup with toasted fig and prosciutto sandwich. Now, I love prosciutto, and I liked the whole idea of this, but I saw a review, and they said that the sandwich was okay, and the soup was nothing to write home about. And I was like, dang.
I think you should still give it a try, because maybe that wasn't their thing.
Sure.
You never know.
That's true. At Lucky Fortune Cookery, they have the mushroom bao, which is a hoisin glazed mushrooms, Asian slaw, and jalapeno in a steamed bao. Now, if you get rid of the jalapeno, the rest of that sounds amazing to me because I love hoisin and I love mushrooms.
Nope.
Oh, it'd be so good.
Yeah, that unfortunately that is not something.
Now,
I
are
can
you
have,
a millennial? Are you going for this next one?
You didn't see what this next one has. Yes, the Pacific Wharf Cafe does have avocado toast. However, much more importantly, they have the horchata cold brew. I am so Oh, this is like my number one. So excited to try on this trip is this cold brew.
Isn't there also the horchata cold brew in Disneyland at Rancho
I don't know if
Zocalo?
Rancho still has it or if it got moved over here for the festival. That I'm not positive.
I feel like they'll keep it around though, because it seems like something they keep bringing back, so it must be popular.
Paradise Garden Grill has a smorgasbord full of stuff. There is so many different things. We'll just quickly go through. We've got brisket fries, which are French fries topped with shredded smoked barbecue brisket, cheddar cheese sauce, pico, crema, and green onions.
There's a you give me the one that's hard to pronounce. There's the char siu ribs. I apologize if I pronounced that wrong. It's a Chinese-inspired grilled pork ribs with steamed rice and almond cabbage salad.
That looks delicious. There's also an Impossible Gyro, seasoned plant-based meat served in pita bread with dairy-free tzatziki, seasoned tomatoes, cucumbers, and onions.
I love gyros.
Yum, yum, yum.
There's a jerk chicken, which is a Caribbean-inspired half chicken with mango pineapple salsa served with black beans, white rice, and fried plantains. I love fried plantains.
I need more stomach room is what I need. We also have beer battered fish tacos, Baja style beer battered fish, corn tortillas topped with slaw, pico, cilantro crema, lime wedge, and house-made tortilla chips with roasted red chili tomato salsa.
Wow. That is something.
Yum.
I love fish tacos. So there's also a strawberry shortcake, which is a pound cake with fresh strawberries and mascarpone cream on top. That sounds great. Yum,
yum, yum. And then for beverages, there's all sorts of different beers. There's also a bourbon strawberry lemonade and a Mexican style lager.
At the Paradise Gardens special event cart, there is the pretzel bites with beer cheese sauce and a berry cotton candy, which sounds interesting, actually.
Yeah.
There's also an IPA there as well.
Moving ahead, jumping quite far ahead.
Oh, they have berry cotton candy throughout the cart.
Yeah. So Lamplight, of course, we already talked about the cookies and cream donut, but this was the dinner that I was trying to explain before. It's the ribeye for two. So you share a 28-ounce bone-in ribeye with glazed carrots, poblano, potato bake, roasted vine tomatoes, onions, bourbon, bacon, compound butter, and it's paired with special selected glasses of wine, and then you get the cookies and cream for dessert. So I guess there isn't really a starter here, but I mean, it sounds...
That's a big piece of steak, though.
Huge. Like, to me, I'm like, are you sure this is only for two people? Because I could 14 ounces per person is a lot for me.
Then, of course, separately, you can get the cookies and cream donuts, which we talked about earlier. Beverages, there's a blue peach basil cocktail, a smoked pineapple bourbon. Pim Test Kitchen has the elote pretzel, which is a 5-ounce pretzel topped with corn 3 ways, cilantro sprigs, radish, cojita, and flavored crema. You know who would like this? James.
Unique.
James loves corn.
Oh, well, then there you go. He can get the pretzel then. Over at the Terran Treats stand, I'm really excited for this one as well. There's the raspberry spiral ration, which we talked about last week, but that still just looks so yummy to me. And then we won't go through all of these, but the fun continues in Downtown Disney, and there's all sorts of fun, unique festival food offerings going on to celebrate the festival in Downtown Disney as well. So we hope we didn't make y'all too hungry. I'm hungry now. And I also realized as we were talking about this that I need to go through and I need to actually make my list. So I make sure that worked out really well for us when we did that for Festival of the Holidays, when we made our list. We checked it twice. It worked out super, super well. So I need to continue with that.
Yeah.
So I make sure I get to try all these yummy, yummy things.
And then I have all my normal Disneyland food that I want to try. Oh, this is going to be terrible.
No, well, but is it seasonal, though, or will it be there when we're there again? You know what I mean?
You got to
kind of weigh pros and cons, right?
Here's what I got to figure out. I get in late on Friday, so there's nothing there. I got to find if there's somebody in the park Saturday and I can have them smuggle food out to me. You could smuggle food out to me on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday I'm only going a couple. I'll be there. Yeah, so I'll smuggle you some food.
Okay. I'll be standing
standing there,
and you come with this platter of food.
Yeah,
I should try.
We can make something.
Do
happen.
I have? It's booked. Oh, we're blacked out. You have a ticket for that day, don't you? I was gonna say I should look and see if there's available. Well, that is all of the food for the Food and Wine Fest. As always, lots of options. I feel like you need to spend a week there and get food to
This is
try
definitely
it all.
like a beautiful festival for locals because there's so many good options that you just want to keep coming back and back for more. I apologize because I didn't think we were going to end up going through every single item on the menu. I thought we were just going to talk about the ones we were excited about, but apparently we're just excited about
everything,
all of it. So I do apologize if this got a little lengthy for you, but I hope maybe it helped plan out what your must tries are. And if you try any of these things, let us know what you think.
Yes.
If it was a hit, if it was a miss, let us know if you were brave and tried the Pop Rocks on the peanut butter and jelly mac. That I just can't wrap my head around that.
Also, not food and wine related, but we talked about it earlier in the news. If you went to Villains Night, also send in your review of what you thought. You can email us feedback at DLWeekly.net or reach out to us on social media.
It's okay. I'll be the only weekly tier without an answer. Make sure you send your questions to Producer James or Producer Vern at trivia@DLWeekly.net.
Welcome back to Trivia Land, where we're going to find out how Tag and Teresa did tonight.
Not well.
Not well.
I gotta admit, you've had better nights.
Yes.
I mean, that's obvious.
Most of them have been.
The listeners were not kind to you. This was a rough one.
This may have been our worst.
You know what? I was looking when I was doing, when I edited the podcast, I want to say last week, and I was putting in the answers. I was like, wow, we did a lot worse than I remember.
Yeah, we didn't do well. Didn't do that well.
I think we
each got 1 point total.
Yeah, I think we got, half a point.
2 half points. So we got 1 full point.
I got, yeah.
We both got half point.
Yeah, but we didn't get anything correct.
No.
All right, Vern.
Yeah, last week,
Dish it, give it to us. What?
Yep.
What did we do?
Your first regular round question from listener Donna S. Who portrayed the character Aunt Jemima at the Pancake House in Disneyland? Your answers were Donna S. and Donna S.
No, my answer was stumped.
Oh, that's right. So Tag thought it was Donna, and Teresa was stumped.
Mm-hmm.
The name that we were looking for was Miss Aileen Lewis.
Oh.
I've never even heard that name before.
She portrayed the role of Aunt Jemima from 1957 to 1964, rubbing elbows with dignitaries from all over the world.
Wow, that's neat.
Your second regular round question from listener Elise K. Which notorious Hollywood actress wrote Alice in Wonderland in 1959 with her then spouse, whom she stole from another Hollywood star? Bonus if you can name her husband and his former wife. Your answers were Marilyn Monroe. The answer that we are looking for was Elizabeth Taylor with her then husband Eddie Fisher, who had left Debbie Reynolds.
I do want to say that our community manager, Kate, did guess those 3 names, so she gets a point.
Well done, Kate. Your third regular round question from listener Stephen S. This comedian/actor replaced Wally Bogue at the Golden Horseshoe when he retired in 1982. Your answer was Billy Hill. The correct answer I was looking for was Dick Hardwick.
Oh.
Replaced Wally Bogue in 1982 and continued running the Golden Horseshoe Revue until 1986 when it closed down.
Wow.
And your fourth and final regular round question from producer James. What were the first ever words spoken on screen by Mickey Mouse? Tag thought it was, oh no. And Teresa thought it was, hiya, pal. The first words spoken by Mickey Mouse, he was playing the role of a hot dog vendor, and he yelled out, hot dogs!
Dang it. I did know. I have heard that.
We should know because...
Oh, man, that was good.
We should know because... Have you heard the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse thing? It was like, hot dog, hot diggity dog.
Yep.
Yeah. We even got Oliver, my nephew Oliver, a Mickey Mouse that you can squeeze its hand and it does a little dance and sings that song.
Cute. Yeah, as soon as you said that, Vern, I was like, oh, Yes, I have heard that before.
All right, are we getting to the question we probably got right?
Good question, though.
And your bonus question from listener Ruben O. There is a really tall palm tree located near Indiana Jones and the Jungle Cruise. What is its name and its significance? You are correct! That is the Dominguez tree! The tree's story begins in 1896, almost 60 years before Disneyland's opening. Before Disneyland became a Magic Kingdom, the land was home to massive orange groves. On this farmland, a farm belonging to the Dominguez family stretched across 10 acres, roughly in today's New Orleans Square. The last owner of this farm, Ron Dominguez, asked Walt and his Imagineers to spare one tree on the family land. This massive palm tree was planted in 1896 as a wedding gift to Ron's grandparents. Disney spared the tree, building the Jungle Cruise boathouse around its towering trunk.
Such a cool tree.
Yes.
And the history of the tree is just amazing, too. Well, not so great of a week for trivia.
I mean, it could have been worse.
Not by much.
You each got one right. Well done.
Thank goodness for bonus questions.
Well, listeners, how did you do listening at home? How do you feel about the questions that we asked Tag and Teresa this week? Do you think that you've got some great questions that can really stump them next week? We're always looking for more to use, so if you've got the perfect question, feel free to send that in at trivia@dlweekly.net.
Well, we will be back next week with more Disneyland news and information.
Until then, go out and enjoy the parks.
Please remain seated until the podcast comes to a complete stop and the doors have opened. Then collect your belongings, watch your head, and step carefully from the episode. On behalf of all of our crew, thanks for traveling with us. And we hope you have a happy and memorable visit here at DL Weekly.